People ask Reddit. What's the worst pain you've experienced and what caused it? Cyst rubbing on spinal cord. Edit, the synovial fluid between the vertebrae formed the cyst. The vertebrae were rubbing together and formed a synovial cyst. The cyst was at my lumbar 3, lower back. It rubbed on a large nerve that went down the front of the left leg. Pain was as if I tore my quad. I wish this pain on no one. Surgery resolved issue, but now I have structural issues because they removed part of the vertebrae to avoid rubbing. Life goes on. Sit up straight, folks. When part of my spinal fusion broke. Not enough pain meds in the world could stop that. Happened a month after my first surgery. Broken pelvis from a motorcycle accident. It wasn't nice to say the least. I blacked out when the accident happened and woke up in the hospital doped up, then went straight to theater. It was the recovery that hurt. Took me 3 months to walk comfortably again. I had constant heavy painkillers for those 3 months. It hurt to just sitting still. Botched root canal. Dentist left material in my gums and sealed the tooth over it. Became infected and felt like a power drill boring into my skull. Solid 9 on the pain scale. Endodontist had to cut a hole and clean it out before sealing it up again. I remember playing on a trampoline as a kid and landing on my crotch on the metal, outside part. I had a little tear in my urethra, and good God, the pain when urinating was like nothing I've ever experienced. Hurt so much worse than the injury itself. A stomach ulcer burst and blood escaped into my stomach and bowels. After a few hours of surgery, the cramps in my stomach made me yell out loud. It was uncontrollable for 2 days, like glass slicing me up internally. My dog ripped my testicle stitches open. I have swollen blood vessels in my scrotum, both sides at the moment, and had surgery to suppress the pain. They go in, cut the nerve, then stitch me up. I'm recovering 3 hours later in bed when my pup jumps on to cuddle. For context, she's rather small and weighs just about 7 pounds. She curls up in a ball on my crotch with her head resting on my tummy. We fall asleep for a while until my sister comes home. My pup jumps off my body while using my groin as a jump pad. I screech an inhuman noise, cry for an hour, and pass out from the pain meds. That was August 4th, and I had my second surgery December 29th. Second surgery went by much smoother, and I have the last surgeries planned for next year. A cyst between my buttocks got infected and it hurt like hell for over 2 days. I can't even describe the pain, but because of it I couldn't sleep or even sit or lay down in a position that wouldn't make it hurt as much. Had minor surgery where they messed up and a blood clot got behind the incision and it got infected. For a week I had to get help getting out of bed to just go to the bathroom. When the blood clot ruptured the incision, it was instant relief. I got bit on my thumb by a bat when it was in my apartment. I was trying to catch it in a garbage sack to get it outside when it got me through the bag. The next morning in the ER, I needed to get the rabies vaccine. Turns out you want the injection of the vaccine to be around the point of potential infection, so I had to get 14 shots in my thumb. There was still some of the formula left in the vial, so they had to also give me a shot in each shoulder, each thigh, and my butt. The thumb pain was probably the worst I've ever felt. I had surgery to remove a bit of my brain where my seizures started. I woke up after 6 to 7 hours and I was so out of it. I just remembered a nurse asking me what she was holding in her hand, to see if I was with it or not. Nurse, holding a pen. What is this? Me, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Nurse, is this a pen or a coin? Me, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. They put me out again, and I woke up a few hours later just repeating again how much it hurt. It was a 10 on the scale and I just wasn't with it. Worst night ever for both me and my wife, who had to witness it all. Radiator blowing a cap and covering me with 220-degree water. 3rd degree burns on 30% of my body. Worst instant pain ever experienced. I had a deer antler on the ground with the points facing downward and the curve facing upwards, and landed on my ass on top of it in the middle of the night at my grandparents', tailbone making contact with the antler. I was like 12 years old and it was very hard to stay quiet, and I rolled around holding onto my ass in great pain. Brown recluse bite on my shin. 0-10 would not recommend. I didn't feel the bite at all and honestly had no idea what it was because it just itched really badly all day long. Went to sleep at night and woke up damn near screaming because the pain was so bad. Ended up in the ER and was told it was a recluse. It ended up leaving a decent sized scar on me, but other than that, no lasting effects. I ran over a ground hornet nest with a lawnmower when I was about 12. The parental units wouldn't let me in the house because I'd bring them with me. So, I just ran around while the entire nest stung me repeatedly until they were all raged out. The average ground wasp nest has over 500 wasps, and they'll all defend the nest. They each can sting repeatedly, if you didn't know. It takes a long time for angry wasps to finish raging. I'm not allergic, or I definitely would have died. As it was, I swelled up to at least twice my size for about 2 days. Being stabbed in the gut 3 times. Drunk crazy guy picked a fight with my friend who suffered from leukemia and stunted his growth and is only 4,11 and this dude was like 6,2. I was like, hell no, he ain't bullying my friend, so I shoved him to get him away from my friend, and that's when he pulled out the knife and stab. He got tackled to the ground by 3 bouncers and sat on by the largest one until the police came, where he got 4 years. Stupid justice system should have got longer. It happened when I was 19, I'm 32 now, I just have the scars and the memory of it, so I have dealt with it. Women are sometimes put off by the scars, but ow well, that's not my problem. I got braces when I was 28. The ortho talked me into getting a palate expander for adults in lieu of removing healthy teeth in order to shape my smile. Well, it ducking sucked. The absolute worst part was when 2 of the screws on the roof of my mouth got infected. When they removed them, I let out a scream and jumped up in the chair. It was so intensely painful I almost passed out. I had a gallstone blocking the bile duct. I've given birth without pain relief 3 times, and I can honestly say the gallstone was the worst pain I have ever been in. I was constipated and had to poop really bad. It finally came out after 2 days, and in the process I ripped my butthole. It would hurt for me to sit down, walk, and take a shit. It was so painful when I had to poop, I was so afraid too. Imagine someone stabbing you in the butt with a knife. It lasted almost 3 months. Having a large hemorrhagic ovarian cyst rupture, never felt 10/10 pain like that in my life. Full dose of 4 Dilaudid in the hospital and I could still feel it. Chemical burns on my penis from a pool that had freshly added chemical with a gross imbalance due to a rainfall messing with the automated system. 24 hours of pain. I had to bite a towel every time I peed as tears streamed down my face. Turned my buddy's blue boxer briefs pink, but I guess the cotton helped filter the chemical because he didn't have the same experience as me. I just had swimming trunks with the netting. Cluster headaches. Us sufferers unfortunately sometimes get to experience our worst pain several times a day during a cycle. I've relived my worst pain hundreds of times. Migraine. I was immobilized by it, and if I attempted to move my head I'd get dizzy and would scream in pain. Since then I've gotten glasses for it. My cousin had a very hard plastic sword. He was swinging it around like a ninja and swung it toward me, extremely quickly. Well, he didn't realize there was a plastic sheath on it, which flew off and absolutely obliterated my left nut. I fell to my knees, unable to move or breathe for about 20 to 30 seconds. When I finally could move, I crawled as fast as I could to the bathroom to throw up in the toilet. My God, that hurt. My son died. There aren't words in any language that cover what it feels like when a parent loses a child. I've had broken bones, compound fracture, and a host of health problems, and no pain I've felt is as truly horrific as the moment he died and the sadness I've had since he did. I tuck it away deep inside and pretend sometimes it's not there. You have too. You're no use if you're crying uncontrollably, screaming at the sky asking why it was your child. That's the worst pain I think in the entire world. Thank you for listening to another B-Town Reddit Stories episode. Hit the subscribe button and check out our channel for more stories. Let us know your opinion about this topic in the comments.